Welcome back to Cover Your Assets. Today we've got Jason Walgrave, Todd Ricker, and Craig Nestor. And guys, 855-835-8500 is the number to reach us all week long, 855-835-8500. And you can also go to coveryourassets21.com and download what, Todd Ricker?
The Financial Crisis Bible.
Which is awesome because we're talking about loan modifications today, and that's somebody who is probably very much in a financial crisis, Craig, right?
When we speak with people, it really comes down to a choice. Are we going to stay and fight for this house, or are we going to downsize with a plan? At some point, we've got to get this homeowner to a place where he is living within his means powerfully. Either he is paying his own mortgage through a modification, or he is out of that situation where he's now paying, maybe he's a renter, or paying someone else's mortgage. We have to look where people can be in a spot where they can stop prolonging death and begin to create life. And after we get them in this spot and they lick their wounds for a little while, this really comes down to an income problem. We need to generate wealth. I'm not sure jobs are coming back, so we have to look at how do we generate wealth for the individual family. And that's why it's so critical that Scott Letourneau is part of this team. He actually picks up the ball from this point and continues this family forward till they get to that place.
Hi, Scott. How you doing?
I'm outstanding. Thank you.
Great. So we are going to talk today, the fast rise to profits. And you are a specialist in this. Tell us a little bit about your business in general.
What we do is, as you said, is help companies get off to a fast start to profits. You know, the challenge is 95% of small business owners fail. In today's economy, what we hear more than anything is people need to make some extra money. They need to earn more income, and which really means they want to start a part-time or a side business. And so we help them make that experience turnkey so they have a chance to beat the odds.
Very cool. So I know that you are part of the Cover Your Assets team. Craig and Todd, how have you worked with Scott?
Well, we work with Scott in several ways. We've referred clients to Scott, and he's helped them position their businesses to make the businesses more profitable, to protect them as individuals. So when they do earn profits, they actually are able to put those profits in a storehouse, so to speak, and know that they're locked away and they're safe. And really, the business structure and the proper structuring of a business is crucial because it oftentimes can make or break a small business. And what tends to happen, as Scott will undoubtedly attest, is that people start off the business believing that when they get the business going and have what's known as a going concern, which is a revenue stream, then they'll come back around and they'll fix it. Well, you can't do that because the structure is weak from the onset, and you're almost better off wiping the slate and starting over again. So the point is, you start from a position of stability and strength, and you build from there. You don't do it after you're midstream. You do it from the very beginning.
You guys talk a lot about misinformation here on Cover Your Assets and the right information and the structure and everything else. It blows me away. We've got Scott Letourneau here, Nevada Corporate Planners, talking about the fast rise to profits. I would think it would be very difficult, Todd, for someone who has come to you saying, I'm in financial ruin or I need to get out of it, to even think about starting a business. Aren't they kind of mentally wrecked at that point?
Well, it's an accurate portrayal of things, but having said that, it is ironic because if they don't begin to look at the other side and rebuild, then they're never going to get out of where they are mentally. So the most refreshing and healthy thing that they can possibly do is to say, well, look, what I'm in right now is going to take its course one way or the other. But when it's over, my first consideration is, how am I going to rebuild my financial life? They should be thinking about that right now, not let this thing drag out for 2 years, get stuck in the minutia and quagmire and drag and evade this so it lasts for 2 years. They should rather realize that let's cut the boat loose now because we've got an opportunity on the other side. But the weight of what they have going on is so substantial that they don't allow themselves to think forward and begin to look at making money in the future. They absolutely need to do that.
Scott, you see these clients. Walk us through that initial meeting and where are they at?
Yeah, as you said accurately, a lot of them are, quite honestly, just very overwhelmed and confused with what's going on, and that's part of the training we do. Not only do we take them through what do you want to accomplish, where you're currently at, what are your goals financially, you're thinking of starting this home-based business, small business, how do we automate it so we can help separate your personal and business credit, we'll separate your personal and business assets also, and we take them through a process so they don't make the big mistake. The number one is most people start off as sole proprietorship. They went to their accountant. They said, keep it simple. You probably won't make it. You won't make enough profit. So we give them the big picture. Just like you guys, we've interviewed the best people in the world. There's a lot of conflicting information out there, and parts of it is accurate if it stands alone, but when you look to what the client wants to accomplish and how we can help them through that process, all these components come into play, from the psychology, the proper entity, how do you keep the iris off your back, how do you build business credit even if your personal credit's been damaged. Then we get into that solid foundation to put you in a position really to develop profitability. I'm going to tell you something that most people may not focus on in this economic environment. Is, in my opinion, it's one of the best opportunities to really bring in income quickly, because when you leverage other people's assets, other people's resources through what I call joint ventures, there's so many companies today that are willing to do business with you if you know how to offer value to them first. And that's what we teach is people, how do you go out to these other companies to promote you at no cost? I have so many companies calling me that 2 or 3 years ago were very cocky and everything was going great, and they didn't need any extra value bonuses for their clients. Their membership now are pretty much begging, what can we do now to add more value to our clients and customers? Scott, how can you help us?
Well, Scott,
we
give us
teach our
something
clients
specific.
to do that also.
Scott, walk us with a client that actually come in, and I'm getting this from 30,000 feet.
Sure.
Bring me down to a client that comes to your office,
Sure.
And show us how you would implement some of these specific strategies.
So what happens, step one, as I mentioned, they come in, we find out what do they want to accomplish. As you know, it's always kind of a chess game because they start adding more pieces of the puzzle. And as soon as we get the big picture, what they want to accomplish, not only short term but long term, they want to make some extra income. They're going to start this part-time business from home. They're not sure if they should form an LLC or an S corporation. Should they be a sole proprietorship? So we walk through what are their goals financially. Most people, for example, want to make some extra income to cover their debt load. Number 2, they want to increase their lifestyle. Number 3, they want to accelerate the retirement program because they're obviously way behind on that. So we take all those things into consideration in that initial meeting about what entity would be best for them, who do they have for tax support, what do they have for financial support, and then we have a series of packages that they can start with based upon their current budget and current situation to help them automate it so they can get on to step 2.
So say that part again,
bring in
Scott.
money.
You said you can tailor make it for their budget and their
Yeah,
position?
absolutely. So we have some people that we realize that are barely going to make it to next week, and so we have packages that are very low to help them get started, and they get access to an amazing amount of resources we have for free when they become a client of ours. And for those who have, perhaps more liquidity that need more support with other services, we can support them also.
So some of it has to do with forward thinking. While there may be packages and there may be costs that they'll have in the future, if they've got all of that on the table, they can at least create a grand strategy. So when they do pick piece 1, they know that piece 1 is a puzzle that fits together from A to B and from start to finish, rather than looking at this moment, saying they need this because this is all that matters. We look at the overall picture and put the business in place. Some of a specific thing that might be relatable to that, Scott, is somebody who puts together a reasonable business concept. They go out into the world. They really don't know anything about structuring a business. They don't understand anything about business credit, and they create what is known as a reasonably good revenue stream or going concern. Having said that, they may be at a position where they should be getting paid using a credit card or a merchant account. They've been taking checks, they've been taking cash up to this point. And as we all know, if they were able to take other forms of payment, they may be able to double or even triple their business. However, now at this point, they've not been reporting their business to Dun & Bradstreet. Their business to anyone who might offer them that service is virtually non-existent, and they go to try to get this, and now they have to structure themselves, begin the reporting of merchant or trade accounts for 3 years or 2 years before they're able to do it, when they should have started that 2 or 3 years ago. Now they'd be rocketing into profits that would be 2 and 3 times where they are now. Is that a fairly accurate picture of some type of forward-thinking strategies?
Yeah, absolutely. We do that with everybody because, as you said earlier, let's be honest, it's a complicated process. Our goal is to help you win the game, but you have to know the rules to win the game. Most people, honestly, have 10% of the rules, and that's why they're losing the game, and it's only getting worse. and it's a big challenge, and I know it frustrates you guys. It frustrates me. That's why we're here to help everybody, to let them know what the big picture is. And I don't want to, prejudge somebody by leaving parts out because I don't think you can take advantage of it. I want you to know an overview of kind of the big picture. Here's where you can get started, and here's how these decisions affect you down the road. And that's why we get such a great success rate for those who work with us. And, we provide checklists, videos, audios. We tell the client that within 60 to 90 days, your confidence level is going to go through the roof because you're going to be amazed at how well everything is structured and the foundation is in place for you to have a chance to beat the odds.
Are you telling me that you're more comprehensive than business planning for dummies?
Yes, those books sell for a reason. Nothing wrong with them, but we have so many different checklists because we never take anything for granted. We want to make sure our clients get the results, and it's not simple. Hate to break it to everybody, but successful people typically put more effort into it. But we do simplify the process so you can focus on what do you do best, and hopefully that's the skill set you have or you've learned or the business area you're going into so you can make profits faster.
Sounds great.
Excellent. Scott Letourneau with Nevada Corporate Planners on Cover Your Assets this week. Great, valuable member of the team. More with him coming up.
AM 1280, The Patriot.
Does your business need money? If you own a business and need more money to grow, I have your solution. I want to invest in you first and give you an opportunity to receive a free 45-minute consultation to share with you how you can get business lines of credit now for your business with our trained business credit experts. I'm Scott Letourneau, the CEO and founder of Fast Business Credit and Nevada Corporate Planners. Over the past 14 years, I've helped thousands of business owners get business lines of credit now to get off to a fast start to profits in their businesses. Take the next step and call our offices at 888-627-7007, 888-627-7007 to schedule your free 45-minute consultation, or go to getbusinesslinesofcreditnow.com. Again, getbusinesslinesofcreditnow.com.
Recently, the U.S. Navy delivered tons of food to hungry people halfway around the world.
But you could help someone in your own community simply by donating a can of soup.
Last week, a Navy doctor saved the life of a total stranger.
Just like you could by giving a pint of blood.
The men and women of America's Navy do some amazing things to make the world a better place. So can you, whether it's by donating food or simply giving time, right in your own backyard. Brought to you by America's Navy.
Is it possible to buy real estate in your IRA or 401k? Absolutely. Hi, I'm Todd Grill, president of Entrust Midwest. We are the leading third-party administrator for self-directed IRAs and 401ks in the upper Midwest. We provide the record-keeping, administration, and government reporting to allow you to use your retirement funds for non-standard investments. If you believe in complete retirement investment diversification and are looking for another source of capital to fund investments, then you should be taking advantage of this powerful retirement concept. Grow your retirement dollars in investments that you have control over, such as real estate, businesses, precious metals, and a host of other investment opportunities. We offer Roth and traditional IRAs, health savings accounts, Coverdell education IRAs, and the new Roth 401k. Visit us at entrustmidwest.com. That's ENTRUST Midwest.com. Or call for a private consultation, 763-559-5363. That's 763-559-5363. Entrust Midwest.
Most companies advertise to generate interest. At Rubicon Mortgage Advisors, they care about your best interest. They help you make life's big moves with the most comprehensive finance solutions that extend far beyond your current needs. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or a seasoned real estate investor, you can expect unequaled personal service and a lifelong relationship. Visit RubiconMortgageAdvisors.com to learn more about their locally based luxury service experience. That's RubiconMortgageAdvisors.com. Equal opportunity.